New Jersey has some of the best schools in the country, and this administration has done nothing but lambaste us.
I stood here, and very respectfully listened to you. If what you want to do is put on a show and giggle every time I talk, well, then I have no interest in answering your question.
The teacher who took on Christie, we hear from the person on the other side of this now famous exchange and hear why she's running for the state assembly when New Jersey Now continues. Stay tuned. It was around this time last year when Governor Christie was in the midst of his first wave of town hall meetings. At one stop in Raritan Township, an exchange between the governor and a teacher in the audience made the national spotlight. Take a look.
New Jersey has some of the best schools in the country, and this administration has done nothing but lambaste us.
I stood here, and very respectfully listened to you. If what you want to do is put on a show and giggle every time I talk, well, then I have no interest in answering your question.
The teacher's name is Marie Corfield. She's also running for the state assembly in New Jersey's 16th legislative district, and she joins me now. Welcome to the show. When you see that clip, what do you think? What comes to your mind?
I was mad. I was mad that day. This is someone who was going around saying terrible things about teachers, about one of the best public school systems in the country, and I was mad. And I said, I'm not going to put up with that. I need to say something.
Did you think it would make the national news?
No, not at all. I just went home and I just thought, you know, okay, well, tomorrow I have to get up and go to work.
Did you think it was important to address those issues at the town hall meeting?
Sure, because the town hall meetings that he's been having are not, they're not conducted during times where working people can attend. I just happened to be fortunate in that it was my lunch hour and the meeting was being held right across the street from where I work. So I thought I'd just run over and see what was going on.
But was his answer justified that night? I mean, we're talking about budget cuts, we're talking about the one-time federal education aid. Do you think his answer was justified?
His answer to me, in terms of like if I'm gonna put on a show, he was saying things. He was calling teachers. He was accusing teachers of using students as drug mules. I mean, he was calling us, you know, union thugs, and I mean. That you don't get that. You don't get one of the best education systems in the country with teachers who are doing those kind of things. You know, there are a lot of dedicated teachers out there doing a lot of great work.
So you decided to run for office. Tell us about that, your candidacy, and why you decided to run for the assembly.
Well, I decided to run, of course, because I wholeheartedly believe in public education, and we have such a good thing here in New Jersey. We are one of the top 3 states. Are there areas that need improvement? Definitely. But we have such a great framework in terms of how we educate our students. I'm running because our middle class has been largely ignored in the economic recovery that's been going on in the state, ignored in terms of helping us out, but yet the overwhelming burden of the economic recovery has been put on our backs. And you know, and I'm running because I would like to see effective government in Trenton. I would like to see legislators working together for real changes, and I would like to be one of the people at the table that's helping to make those changes.
You're running in a largely Republican district against 2 incumbents. What do you think your chances are?
I think my chances are very good. With the redistricting that was done in the spring, the district looks very different than it did this time last year. We've picked up some strong Democratic areas, and the support that we're getting from those areas has been very good.
How do you feel about the governor's new education evaluation system he's proposing?
I think any evaluation system that is based 50% on student test scores, a test that is administered once a year, is not a fair way to evaluate teachers.
Tenure system.
The tenure reform, I think there have been some good proposals out there that that he hasn't taken a look at. I think that whatever happens, it needs to, you know, tenure is not a job for life. Tenure just means you get due process. You can't be fired if if administrators come in and decide that they want to suddenly change the curriculum, and you have to teach things that that aren't part of the curriculum. Tenure protects people from being fired for political reasons or for spur of the moment. It gives them a fair chance at a hearing.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you have ideas about topics you'd like to see discussed, please log on to my9tv.com and click on Public Affairs. We want to hear from you. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's all for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. For My9, I'm Brenda Blackman, and we'll see you next week on New Jersey Now.